Hello, everyone. We are back.
It is me flying. Scott Films here.
Shush,
Good evening, everybody. We are back.
Been here for the last many streams.
Dax was on the stream the other day, just bitching.
Yeah, but Ben, like, I have to do the flying Scott Films thing. Like,
Yeah, but you were on yesterday's stream for about 5 minutes.
well, yeah, but like, I still need to do it. Come on now.
Anyway, hello everyone, and let's see. Hello to Skyrider and BZ Railways. And so, if you might have noticed by the title, we're not going to be doing iOS stuff. So, I mean, we might. I might make a separate stream after if everyone wants to see more of the Railway series stuff. I might make a secondary stream after this, so this will only be shorter. But I'll ask about midway through this stream. But today we're going back to Norland after eons. And we will go to edit, and you two feel free to say what you want now while I get this loaded up.
Breathing, gentlemen.
No.
Oh, well, understandable.
Trainz just crashed. That's a bit of a bad start to the stream.
Oh, great! You love to see it.
That shows you how big Norland is. It just crashes the laptop the first time you load it up in the morning. Like, after a while, my laptop gets used to it being that big. But to start off with this morning, like every morning when I open it up, it takes a very long time. I know it says scanning for duplicated asset files.
Oh, you've got a
Well, maybe we should have done the Railway series iOS today. I told you, Edward. I told you something would go wrong if you weren't ignoring me.
Maybe we should just do a reskin stream.
Norland is epic. We already did a reskin stream last time you were here. What is up with you and reskin streams?
Have you not noticed that the entirety of my existence revolves around reskins?
Yeah, but that's all you do.
Exactly.
You have an addiction. This is an intervention.
No, it isn't.
You have an addiction to reskins.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Cameron, make some Wooden Railway content. Like, make Life in Scotland episode 3. We've been waiting for that for years.
Hey, I still have that on my old phone, I think. I just haven't done anything with it for the last, I don't know, 4 years. Why is it taking 400 quintillion years for this stupid thing to load?
Hey, will Norland load? Will Norland load?
The answer was a resounding no.
Don't jinx it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Yes! We are in Norland for the first time in many centuries.
For the first time in many centuries.
I've missed the Norland construction.
It's
yeah.
big.
What about you, Cam?
I have. Also, it's got his friggin' broken smoke.
Who, Stanley?
Yeah, like the smoke is broken. It attempts to use the Wild Nor'Wester smoke, but like just doesn't work.
Cameron, I have sent you Screeny.
Okay.
Because you say you need to make more train screenshots. So I made more train screenshots.
Yo!
Yes,
Look
video.
Showing off your Railway series Stanley working before we can get it working.
Hey, I have mine working. I'm just screwing around with the smoke to make it like fun to work with.
Can you send that to me once you've mended it, please?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Cameron, do you want my
Everyone,
jank?
everyone, just let me have a second to promote Cameron. He is the Trainz genius. He's the Einstein of Trainz config.
Honestly, I think the base version, like once I swap the smoke and driver on that.
To mine.
Okay, I have success. Well, I haven't, but Riley successfully fixed the wheel stuff.
Everyone immediately works to try and fix it.
Well, it's already been fixed.
No, but that's what I mean. Like,
was being a big head. Henry was being a big hen.
okay, so where should we work on today? Because we've got this whole route to play with.
I love this route so much. It's so cool.
Where do we go, though? It looks like a dog looking back at its back.
Oh my god, it does. Well, you said you were gonna work on one specific area before you move on to the next. So, what's the last area you were working on?
I think Warwick.
Well, then Warwick sounds like a good, place to begin construction.
I just realised that if I'm allowed, I might make a Patreon.
Yeah, you should.
Why wouldn't you be allowed?
Huh? Because
why wouldn't you be allowed?
I don't know. Just you know what Mum and Dad are like sometimes.
True.
Old people.
But if I am allowed, should I make one? And then have root releases come out early or beta stuff and things like that. I really don't know what to do with this route going forward.
Okay, yeah, this is a decently high poly model. It's got like 104,000 tries in total.
And is that very bad?
I mean, it's not the worst I've ever seen on a model. It's not brilliant. I'm gonna do some like VB3D styled ones.
Apparently our site has, or at least the pre-prep work for our site has created so many reskins that we now have apparently our own style that I was not aware of.
See, our style is just copying Wild Nor'Wester's style, but with different smoke.
Ah.
Okay, I think I might work on this because I think this is the last place I was working on, which is the Watergate 3.0.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
What do you think?
I broke my computer, guys. God, Grayson's smoke is so annoying.
This isn't of any engine, but sometimes Trainz 2019 can just be really pretty.
Yeah.
There we go. We've got the bridge. Because of the way this water works, I thought there wasn't a pylon there, and the pylon just ended until I looked down and saw the blue shadow. And if you go underwater, it only just fits. Like there's just a little bit left to go before it gets too much.
So how big is this route going to be? Have you mapped it out?
I'm going to split it. So that's actually a good question for everyone else as well, because it is very big and probably will be quite a bit more money than expected by the time I finish it, because I've spent over 500 hours building this so far. And so basically, here where we have the old junction for Watergate, basically I was thinking at first of where this join is here, where this track ends. This is kind of like a bit of a barrier. Basically, this is the edge of the baseboard, about right here. Where's the edge of the baseboard? It's somewhere over here, I think. No, it is there where the buffers are. So this is the edge. This is the baseboard line all along here. And I was thinking, should I uncouple that wall and send this off as a different route that you can merge in with the main route? Or should I keep this whole section down to the old junction station and have that baseboard, that, all of these, and then just cut it off before you get to Greenview Groves and Waters?
I'd say try not to split the route.
Because I was going to do it as separate sections,
Oh,
and then do one big whole one that you can buy fully instead of buying all the different sections if you have the money for it.
okay, so I woke up today because like my knee really hurt. Like the incident, like there was a really bad cramp in my knee, and I just had that happen again in the other knee. So that's fun.
Are you okay?
Not really, but I don't really care.
Life decisions, life advice with Cameron. Discard your injuries because they're probably fine.
Correct. If it hurts, just walk it out. If it hurts, just walk it off.
So what do you think, Edward, about that? About splitting some of the sections off? Like up here.
Cameron, missing legs, walk it off.
Yep.
No, like here, I was going to, where this barrier is, I was going to split this off and make this a separate route. So you could start from this station and work your way down the branch. But if you want to go all the way up to the main line connection, you connect it up to the main line section to get it all the way down.
I mean, you could do that. It's up to you.
And then with the branch line here, the colliery branch, I was going to have it get cut off as well somewhere over here, but I don't know where. But I might keep it shorter because it's only 4 baseboards, so I might keep it just as a part of the route, the main route. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think anything exceeding 4 baseboards for a branch line can have its own separate thing.
And then you just merge it all in.
Yeah, to create the full picture. And then this here, where this line goes to here, where it just ends, that's going to join up to a whole new route section for the Claydale branch, which will be at least 20 baseboards going up.
And you need to stop adding baseboards to this thing. Eventually, your PC won't even be able to handle it.
Well, the extension for Claydale will be going up, and it will go left, and then go right, and head on up north. So, this is supposed to only be the southern section. So that'll be like the Claydale branch will be the joiner between north and south. And then obviously we have the Norland Rail Donchester extension, which Edward's excited for. And in fact, he named one of the towns on that route. So. Do you even remember what it was, Edward?
Yes, St. Kenneth.
Yes, there you go.
After my grandfather.
Why can I not clutch on that? That's so dumb.
Fun fact, people, children, all humans in the audience. When if you
Fun
need to
fact: Edward has a grandfather.
if you
Brother has.
well, no, I was gonna say if you need to say something, old grandparents is always a good place to start.
I mean, name something.
Yeah, name something. That's what I said. Especially
What do
because
you
if
mean,
they're
old grandparents? No, my grandparents are in the 30s.
well, I mean ones that are choose your older ones because they'll have less time, and then after they pass, you'll have something that's relevant, to remember them.
Well, that's not morbid at all.
It's morbid, but it's the truth, man. People get old, people die. Death really isn't a morbid thing. It's a preventable. It's a preventable disease, but like old age is a preventable disease. But
Old age. I'm gonna put that in the best of Edward chat. Old age is a preventable disease.
it is. We just haven't
How do you
cracked it.
prevent getting old?
By
You know,
not getting old.
scientists have been trying to work on that for so many years, and by the day we get closer.
Yeah, but do we though? Do we really?
We really do.
Yeah, but like, I don't know about you. I wouldn't want to live forever, man.
I do.
Edward, you don't want to live at all.
Well, if I had to take a chance between the two, I would either want to live forever or die right now. Because if I wouldn't want to die if I spent all this time, living and trying to make something of myself. Like, right now I've accomplished nothing, so I wouldn't want to die. If my YouTube channel like exploded, or well, right now I've accomplished nothing, so I wouldn't care if I died because I'd have nothing to lose. If my YouTube channel exploded or I had children or something like that, I'd have a reason to get out of bed. And then I wouldn't want to die. So why would I want to live 80 years of trying to make something of myself only to die weak, frail, and old? I'd either want to die right now or live for eternity. Not,
Yeah, but what if
die
those
after
you
80
loved
years.
couldn't live for eternity?
Huh?
What if those you loved couldn't live for an eternity? But then,
Well, then I would probably take my own life.
if you live forever, you can't really.
I said immune to old age. I didn't say anything about being immune to a gunshot.
Casually lives 4,000 years, gets shot by a BB gun, and dies.
BB guns don't kill very easily, though.
I think that's Cameron's point.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, but if you live for 4,000, like it wouldn't change your physical stance. Like if we prevented age correctly, you should be able to stay in your prime forever, meaning that a BB gun shot shouldn't kill you. Because if you were to continue to deteriorate, well, then you die.
A shotgun blast, then.
Huh?
A shotgun blast, then.
Oh well, then yeah. Yeah, you just die.
Okay, what should I work on this route? Because I can't work on good old Elden Cove because that's something I'm doing on my route building series that's taking me years to make because of how much storage is required to film everything. But, I can't do any work on this. So what should I do? I really need to start deleting base boards from this route.
Ben, just have Norland as like 2 or 3 routes. It's simple. Your PC
Well,
doesn't kill it.
Norland is this. This is the southern bit of Norland. Then we've got the
This is just the south.
south. We've got the northeast here, southeast here. Then we have the west over here, and the north up here, including the highlands and lowlands.
Okay, okay. I thought that this entire route was just the south, and I was like, what?
Yeah, this is just the South.
It's the UK, but not.
What do you mean?
It's just America, but it's literally just a singular island chain.
But America is bad and Norland is cool.
Yeah, but America's good, and so is Norland.
That is a lie, and I guarantee most of the people in this chat would agree with me.
Ben, how much of your audience is American?
What, me?
Yeah.
The majority.
For this channel, I have no idea. For my other channel, a good 60%. I don't look at this channel because it's only a second.
I feel like there are a lot of Americans who are not so thick as to not see America's flaws that make it a bad nation.
I mean, Britain has plenty of flaws that make it a bad nation.
Not as many as the United States. I'd say Britain has flaws.
Well, the U.S. is a bigger country in every way, shape, and form than Britain. Of course, it's going to have more flaws. Namely, its government right now.
Well, the government has had problems. The government had problems regardless of who was in office. And I'm not saying Trump was a bad president by any means. What I'm saying is the government itself is corrupt and is built on a broken system that is literally built to not last.
Edward, I swear to God, if you start preaching about racism right now.
Oh, don't worry, I won't. Wait, what do you mean?
Skyrider says, Ben go to the DAX and bring some coal.
No, I don't think there's much problem with the racial divide in the United States.
And he said this prison cell is maybe big for a person, but for an engine it's tiny. Why is no one in this prison?
Cameron, I'm not saying it's a system built on racism, because it's not. It's a system built on bad policies and irresponsible politicians. It was built not to last. George the Washington was not a smart man.
My Bedwars server just crashed. Let's go. Did my whole Wi-Fi just crash?
See, look. Skyrider11 Shifty Face agrees. America is not a good nation.
Isn't Skyrider British?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can't trust an American to make a judgment on America.
You can't trust a British person or a person pretending to be British to make a judgment on Britain.
You can.
No, you can't just use that same logic against itself, Edward. That's not how that works.
Because people in the United States are they're a little, and I speak from personal experience here. I speak as an American. It's a bad country. I'm just saying there's not the amount of people in the United States that are biased is less than in other nations.
You mean more, and also because the United States has more population than other nations?
What the? No, I mean the over collective. If you adjust for population, it still remains true.
Does it though?
Yes.
Have you researched this? Have you done the math?
Well, that's not really. It. You kind of can't do it with acting how many people are biased. That's because
you can't make that statement without it being biased.
Ask someone if they're biased, they're obviously gonna say no. You know. I'm not biased towards Britain. I'm just looking at the facts. Dude, that's the thing. I was born in the United States as an American who respected and liked America. I only became the way that I am after I saw the flaws with the country. I would totally get it if I was born in Britain and I hated America from birth, because I would have never given it a chance. But I was born in an American household with, as a second generation Texan and like a fourth generation American, where the father was like, boy, I say, boy, I say, boy, I say, boy. you know, that
I say, boy, I say.
probably one of the most American houses you could possibly be born into. And I believed it for a very long time. I believed what my father said about America being, you know, the greatest nation because I trusted my father. I learned not to trust my father later on, but you know, like they like I said, I would agree with that sense if I was if I was born British and I was saying all the stuff that I am now. But I was born American. I was a born American and supported the United States for many years of my life.
And those many years were years that you had no idea what was really going on because you were young.
Exactly.
So you didn't like actually give it a chance because you didn't actually fully properly know what was going on.
Well, yeah, I did because like I said, my dad told me it was good, so it must be good.
That's
And even still, even after I finally woke up, quote unquote, you know,
you're woke.
Even after my eyes finally, you know, opened to the wider world, I was still a baseline America supporter. Like, I didn't just immediately wake up and be like, you know what, this country sucks.
I'm going to be British now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not like immediately after I turned 7 years old, a top hat and monocle grew on my face.
Yes, it did.
I don't
we
own
were
a top
talking
hat.
about that. Edward, remember when we were talking about like all the tea in Boston Harbor?
Yeah.
Tell Cameron about that when we talked about that the other
Wait, no, the Fishness Empire and the Fishness Reef Pyre.
Cameron, you will not believe the discussion we got into about tea yesterday.
We will get into this in a
Boston Tea Party is the only thing I care about tea-wise.
You're a loser. The Boston Tea Party was a sad moment for tea kind.
Tea is disgusting. I don't even know why y'all like it.
Sacre bleu!
That was the worst sounding French accent I've ever heard.
He's been revealed. He's been revealed. We've sussed him out. He's French. He's French. He's French. Actually, wait. I have no place to comment on this. I was humming the French national anthem yesterday.
And also, France sucks.
It's catchy. I'm sorry. Their anthem is catchy. Bum ba bum 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 bum. It's a good anthem, I have to admit. Like, it's better than the American one. It's certainly. I wouldn't call it better than the
one.
I would say it's. I would say it's on par. Like, aside from my, you know, love for the United Kingdom, like putting it to like a musical standpoint, the French national anthem is either equivalent to the British one in how good it sounds, or just a tad bit worse. It's a nice sounding anthem. That's not saying that France is a better country than Britain, because that would be false. But
anyway, tell Cameron about the Boston tea incident.
Oh yeah. Wait, which part? The reef pyre, or?
Yeah, tell him what we said. What would
okay. So basically, we were just talking about the Boston Tea Party and how sad it was that all that tea was wasted. We were joking that all of the fish that were in the Boston Harbor at the time when they dumped the tea in, they swam in as normal fish, and then they swam out with top hats and monocles and stuff. And then their immediate thought was, we should go colonize that reef over there. And they,
the UK, America, since whenever.
What?
Nothing.
What?
Cameron said America, the UK, since whenever.
No, I said the UK, America, since whenever it was founded.
The UK, America, since... What?
Yeah, because, like, America also colonizes just about everything.
Yeah, you know, I think it's really funny. Like, I like to think that after America finished manifesting destiny on the continent, she turned back to Britain and was like, what now, Dad? And Britain was like, islands. Lots of islands.
Right,
And
I've
then
tried many different ways for this station, and the best option is just create a bit of a loop where it turns left sharply and then curves back round over to the right to join up
and
instead
then,
of going.
then America would be like, but there are already people living on those islands. And then Britain was like, remember when I told you to put those natives on the reservations? Then America would be like, yeah. And remember how you killed some of them? Yeah. Do the exact same thing that you did, but this time, no reservations. Okay.
Sounds good to me, boss man.
Insert the annexation of Hawaii here. I wonder how many native Hawaiians are still alive. I think they all died. I actually don't think any of them survived.
Why do I highly doubt that?
I don't know.
Because
I
America
think
is
they went.
America.
I know a certain amount of the population went to jail and was murdered. There are probably a couple that survived. Right? You'd think so.
Okay,
Edward,
wow. I just made my crosshair like half the size, and oh my god, it's so much better.
Edward,
Yes.
have you heard the song "The Old Home Guard"?
The name sounds familiar, but I don't believe I have. Is it British?
Yes.
Oh, then it must be good. What's the tune?
It's been a long time since I heard it, but I think it is.
I think I've heard that, but I don't think it's called The Old Home Guard. I think I've heard it under a different name. I think it may be one of those songs that, like, America adapted.
And I remember the line. Who's standing firm in their own front yard? Yes, it's the soldiers of the old home guard.
I know I've heard those lyrics before.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Yeah, Cam agrees. It sound. I think it's probably one of the songs that was adapted by America.
It
I'm
wasn't.
only using adapted because Cameron is here. Under any circumstances where I'm not trying to be as polite, I would have said stolen.
I am going to Edward, just for that. I'm gonna put 3 different liveries of Victor on the site.
You're an asshole, and I hope you know that.
Well, of course I do. Why do you think I act like I do? You really should have seen that coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now.
No, Edward, about half the things I say, I say specifically to just irk you. And it's really funny.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Hello, Hypixel? Can you, like, not lag for 3 seconds?
What the? Wait, how's that even? What the hell?
Well,
I think Hearts of Iron just glitched hard.
Witches of Iron 4.
What the hell? What? Wait. So what? That's okay. That's busted.
I don't have blocks in that hand.
Oh no, this is the 10 billion send us. Oh yeah, I forgot. My save file crashed. Big sad. And so, hey, Cameron, I got the send us a letter for Christmas thing again.
That's nice.
What? What the? How did Persia end up with that? Or that's not Persia. What the hell? Sorry, that's not the right word for that. That's Prussia. Why did I say Persia?
Because you are an absolute genius of a human being.
Thanks. Should I give Belgium to the Netherlands?
No.
Why? The Netherlands is like good.
Yeah, but you're a monarchist. You don't give land to anyone.
Edward.
No, I give. But you see, here's the thing: the Dutch. I want them to be my strong ally because they have a colonial empire.
Yeah, but like, who cares about that when you can have land and
Edward.
taxes?
Monarchists have brains. We like to do things smartly. What were you saying, Ben?
BZ Railways, pin the comment onto the screen. Has something for you.
Hey, yeah, BZ Railways. See, the chat's coming through. The chat. I knew it. See, Cameron. You cannot say.
It's because the entirety of the chat is UK viewers right now.
Guess what? I know this chat. I know this chat. We've talked politics.
Edward, it's because the entirety of this chat is from the UK. Because the only people who are subbed to this channel are from the UK.
BZ Railways is American.
No, he's not, I think.
Yeah, he is. Oh, this is great. Oh, and now Skyrider 1150 faces out for your blood.
Mine?
He says I need to destroy Cameron.
Good luck, mate. You'll need it.
Yes, I agree with Edward.
Cameron, I led someone into your house.
To prove Britannia is best.
Cameron, look out.
The US is kind of messed up.
I think Cameron's been executed by Skyrider.
Oh, yep, look, BZ Railway's not British. Now that...
Edward, just for that, I'm putting like 20 victors on the site.
That's it. Dude,
and I'm doing Smudger. And I'm doing Smudger.
Could you add for it?
Edward, I am doing Smudger. How to get Edward mad. F1, say the word Smudger. Edward, I'm doing it, and you can't stop me, and I make...
Literally yesterday, because I'm a petty bitch, I went onto the document and rewrote the foreign engine to big city engine and removed Smudger. I'm not kidding, you can go check.
Oh, I know.
Ah!
Oh, and also just for that, I'm making him an 060.
That's just cursed. That's just broken.
I know.
Like, I don't even care. That's
okay.
Just
things being broken. I think SSOC will never get finished because we're still waiting on Dax to do his lines.
So
everyone who watches Solar Stories of Chaos, if you want the next episode to come out, please go to Dax's channel, Flying Scott Films, and comment in on his most recent Thomas video thing.
Or his Twitter @FilmScott.
Oh yeah, or his Twitter @FilmScott, and yell at him to go and do his lines so you can get the next episode. Okay, we'll put that as a banner. If you want the next ep of SSOC, please yell at Dax.
If you want the next SSOC, you gotta pester Dax constantly. If you boys want more SSOC, then you gotta piss Dax off constantly.
Yes, sir.
I mean, to be fair, let's be honest. I mean, we were all going to piss off Dax constantly, regardless.
Oh, obviously.
Okay, here we go. There you go. It's on the screen right now. If you want the next episode of Soda Stories of Chaos, please yell at Dax Flying Scott Films. It is
I am
YouTube.
colonizing Australia.
To do
God
this
save imperialism.
No.
What the heck? Dude, if you love the United States so much, I didn't even say monarchism. I said imperialism. Those are two different things. Are you anti-imperialist?
Riley says Dax is too busy buying Fergus's and is discussing in getting ownership of Blue Circle. Yeah, I know. He's in a bit of a topic.
Now I want to know, Cameron, are you anti-monarchist and imperialist?
Anti-monarchist, yes. Not really anti-imperialist. I just wanted to annoy you.
So you believe in colonial empires?
Not colonial.
Then how are you not? What the hell?
I'm just trying to confuse you.
They're the same. They're the same thing. So, do you contest America's ownership of Puerto Rico, American Samoa, and the U.S. Virgin Islands?
No. Although Puerto Rico's weird.
Well, then, what do you think about the fact? Well, if you do support these things, but you're also a freedom-loving dumbass. Okay. Wow, I'm so sorry. That came out way meaner than I meant it to.
Edward, you like being free, right?
I mean, well, you can be free under monarchism. Like, the Queen gives freedom. Like, being
Yeah, but
under
not
a monarch
nearly as
does
many
not-
as were outlined in the Constitution.
Being free does not mean, being under a queen does not mean you're sacrificing your freedom.
Depends on the laws that are in place.
Yeah, it depends on the queen's will, as it should.
Although having a queen is a stupid concept.
You're...
Or a king.
I give you bees. I give you nearly every single...
Bees are stupid and dumb and annoying, and no one likes them.
I love bees.
When was the last time you had a positive experience with a bee?
Last time when I was stung when I was 9.
How was it a positive experience?
Because at first I was really pissed, and then later on, a couple of years later, like literally a couple of days ago, I looked back on that experience, and I said, you know what I said, Cameron? You know what I said? Do you know what I said?
No.
I
Nor do I really
respected
care.
that bee for stinging me because it was protecting its hive and its queen, its god. And you know what? I would do the exact same thing for...
Oh, what?
my
So just
queen.
because people assume bees are monarchists, that makes you automatically respect them?
They are monarchist.
I mean, yeah.
What do you mean assume bees are monarchist? Anyways, back to what I was saying before. If you love freedom and liberty so much, and I know I'm sounding like a very anti-free person, but I'm not. I just
You're sounding like a Democrat.
Okay, fair enough. But if you believe in like colonial empire or in imperialism, but you also
join the United Kingdom.
Edward, literally half of what I said I haven't actually meant. Also, I'm not trying to play red.
Let me just pose this question to you. And you believe in
No, I'm good.
And you believe in free and equal rights for everybody. Then how do you feel that the U.S. Constitution and, by extension, constitutional laws and things that, positions that are in place that can override the Puerto Rican autonomous government are in place? So basically, our laws apply there under our will. But the Puerto Rican citizens do not have the right to vote, meaning that there are laws placed upon their people that affect them directly that they cannot control, in a nation that projects freedom, liberty, and control of the government for the citizens.
Now that is a fair point.
Is that
that's
right?
Like the one, yeah, but that's like the one thing.
And the same thing goes for a lot of other countries, for a lot of other American territories as well. Some of which are even less fortunate than Puerto Rico, who have not been granted a autonomous government, meaning that the United States directly oversees all policy on the island, even though they don't have a right to vote on their own laws.
Sounds
And
to me like something Britain has done and will do.
that's true, but to be fair, no, that's nobody's allowed, and that's totally fine. The only reason I'm not against that at all. I see no problem with what America's doing, but I'm just bringing it up because America preaches that they don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, they mainly do that in reference to the
In
actual 50
reference
states.
to what would you so you think that people's freedoms and people's freedoms in life can be toyed with in reference to a former colonial empire that we hold disdain towards?
God, you sound so much like a Democrat right now, and it's so weird. This is Edward. Can you stop talking? This is hurting my brain.
No, I won't. And I'm playing on the other perspective right now because
Stop playing
of
devil's advocate. I hate it when you do that.
no. And I admit there are certain aspects of the Blues and the Reds that I agree with and disagree with. I mean, we wouldn't be human if we blindly agreed with something.
Yeah.
And there are,
There's a certain political party I could mention that does that quite a lot.
yes, they are a little bit more purple. You know, they're on the other end of the spectrum, opposite to red. They're a
Yeah.
little colder.
If you mix
Cameron forgets colors.
shut up. I know what primary
Also,
colors
blue's
are.
a primary color. You don't mix.
Yeah, I
anything to
know.
get blue.
It's one of the colors that you mix to get purple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that didn't work. If you squeeze,
Hey, I can
blue,
English, okay? I'm too concerned about butterfly clicking 19 CPS consistently.
Here's a better one. If you squeeze a blueberry, you'll get a colored juice that is
Blueberries are purple. We all know this.
Wait, they. Oh my God, you're right. Blueberries are purple. Huh? Has anyone
Edward
actually
realizes
seen a
his
blue
life is
blueberry?
bad.
No. But anyways, as I was saying, I may sound like a Democrat, but I mean, my points are still sort of true. You said we're doing it in reference to Britain, but why would we do something in reference to a colonial empire that we hold disdain towards especially when people's lives, well-being, and freedom and civil liberties are on the table? Does
Edward,
it sound like a
you
nation
do
that's
realize
supposed to? Does a
you do realize
nation
I'm not
that's
actually
supposed
against
that does a
imperialism.
nation that poses free and equality for all under its reign? Does that sound right for us to do that?
I mean, Britain does
Cameron,
much the same thing.
Yes, but there's the thing. Britain doesn't preach that. Like, I have no problems with doing it. If America didn't preach freedom and equality for all, then I wouldn't care. Like, I see no problems with forcing
See,
people
it's
to
not America that preaches freedom and equality for all. It's the left that preaches freedom and equality for all.
And what government is in charge of the nation right now and has basically been in charge of it for the last 21 years?
Hypixel.
What? Hypixel have secretly been controlling Congress from behind the scenes. I knew that's why they got kicked out of China. I knew that's why Hypixel China was shut down.
Oh, I keep getting disconnected because Hypixel's trash.
Dude, that's why Hypixel China got shut down.
Wait, are there 500,000 people on Hypixel right now? I must be blind. No way, there's 500 people on Hypixel.
500?
No, 500,000.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say 500 seems kind of low. But yeah, what government has been, and let's be honest, even if we get another red president, the left wing has completely taken over the nation in Congress to the point where another red president wouldn't do anything, even if we get another one elected somehow.
Yep, we're just screwed.
Exactly. And they've been in control of this for so long. So yeah, I can say the left does agree with this. But at this point, the left is the government, and has been for even when Donald Trump and other Republican presidents were in office.
Let's be honest, though. Donald Trump was an absolutely fantastic president compared to
Okay,
who he
Well,
replaced.
Riley says blueberries are blue but have purple blood.
That's interesting. He was a bad person, but he was a good, he introduced good policy.
Wait,
But,
what? Only 26,000 people are on Hypixel. Do people just keep getting kicked? Hang on, I'm gonna go check Hypixel's Twitter because there's got to be something going on here.
I mean, I heard
Twitter.com.
I heard that they were shutting down, but
I just did Pixel.
Pixel.
Pixel. Hypixel Network. Nope, last tweet was on June 9th for the server itself. Hypixel. Simon _ Hypixel.
This may come as a shock. I'm actually starting to get bored and annoyed with Norland.
Well, then just don't.
That is shocking.
Just because I'm starting to regret building all the baseboards before building the track and everything.
Okay, yeah.
The thing is, I did it,
Only 40,000 people.
and then I went to Brickview Heights, and then beyond Brickview Heights, I built the rest of this map without even laying any track or topology down. I just put baseboards and said, right, this is where I'm going. I wish I'd done it not like that now. Which is why with the iOS, the Railway Series iOS, I'm going 1 or 2 baseboards at a time.
Skyrider is literally just a miniature version of Technoblade's chat.
Dude, let's be honest here. I'm just a wannabe Technoblade.
You are.
I mean, my IGN is the nerds. I kind of sound like him almost.
Yeah, I'd say give it a couple years and you'll sound quite similar. Your voice needs to get more monotone though. You need to sound more dead.
And I need to get like an actually decent PC setup and start doing an SMP.
An actually decent P setup.
Yeah, let's go. I love P setups.
Renovating your bathroom, I see.
Yes, sir. Nah, man, I'm just gay.
No comment.
I think we both know that is like the most obvious untrue thing I've ever said in a joke. Hello, can I get more than 100 FPS, please? Thank you.
Did you just say 100 FPS?
Yeah.
That's kind of like what I'd expect to get from 10 times my laptop.
See, I'm playing Minecraft, and I have a thing that, like, massively increases my frames, so... But it's not working very well because I have Google Chrome open.
Fat.
Assuming so you can be on the stream.
Obese.
Fat, death, obese.
Fat death. I suffered that.
Oh, what the... Come on, man.
Oh my god, somebody clip that. Cameron just hummed the British national anthem. Someone clip that. Someone clip that. Ah! We need
This
to
isn't
save that.
Twitch, Edward. Shut up.
We need to say still. I mean, just roll it back and get a screen recorder. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. We need to save that moment forever. That was literally perfection.
In the words of that one kid, yes, sir.
That is the only time that we will ever have Cameron doing anything that is positively towards the United Kingdom. So,
I don't hate the United Kingdom. I just prefer the U.S. in most ways.
and yes, for that is sacrilege.
According to you, many Americans would disagree with you.
Okay, yeah, that is. God damn it. Oh my God, you don't get it. Americans' opinions are just not valid in this.
Well, then why should the UK persons be valid? Just because they're from the UK?
Yeah.
That's not biased at all.
Well, no, I mean, like, anybody who's beyond, like, anyone outside of America has the right to cut, like, I mean, I admit Americans, like, certain Americans who were born in America and change their perspective are credible, but Americans who are born in America...
But basically, anyone who likes America is wrong and always wrong.
No, let me finish. Because they are obviously going... America trains its people to be so brainwashed. It's disgusting. And America is one of a few countries that does this, aside from North Korea, China, and a couple of other dictators.
America doesn't brainwash people.
They do a pretty good job. And they don't really brainwash people, but they certainly teach... Like, it's not brainwashing to, like, the degree in the movies, but it is withholding specific bits of information that make the United States look bad in any way, shape, or form. Like, it's it's not brainwashing in the terms like the movies. Like, I don't think that's possible in the way that the movies do it. You'd have to use Nazi-esque tactics to get such results. But I mean, it's in this, and I admit it's not as severe as in China or in North Korea. But that's because their people are more intelligent on average.
Can a computer charger work for 3 seconds?
So they have to go through more effort to make them, obey. Americans are not as smart on average, but the brainwashing, quote unquote brainwashing, for lack of a better word, is equally as effective. Just not saying negative things about the United States in the school system or bending the truth a little bit. And I know this from personal experience because I've sat through those classes and I know better because I do my research. But, other children do not do their research and they believe that. So then you grow up these unconditional, stupid American patriots, and it is unhealthy because people who live if you raise them like that, then their opinion on their country is going to be made without looking at all of the facts, and thus their opinions must be discarded. Like I wouldn't believe somebody's opinions from North Korea on the United States because their people have been lied to make America seem worse than it actually is. There are countries the countries that are allies to America or neutral, like France, the United Kingdom, and several other nations, are the only people that have really unbiased and, they don't skew it to make America look good or bad. China and North Korea make America look worse than they are. America makes America look better than it is. And that's why I believe that certain countries' views on the United States need to be discarded because their judgments are made with either not all of the facts or facts have been withheld by their country's government. And I strongly respect any person who does live in the United States who really does know what they're talking about and understands that America is not a good nation, because that requires some actual resistance to the American education system. And that's why I believe that the United States has refused to improve its education system, because if they actually taught things correctly, the people would see that America is a broken country.
Every country is a broken country by that definition.
Not as broken as this one. And this is literally just America's image and America's conduct. I can go into so much more detail about how the United States is not a stable nation. It's nearly as broken as the European Union. And the European Union is more doomed than the United States. But it is pretty damn close. For example, the idea of giving each state, making each state part of the country and having certain laws that apply in every state, and giving some laws that apply to different states, fair enough. But then you go and give the states their own autonomous governments that have the ability to disagree with each other. That is literally bound for civil war. It already was bound for civil war, and then it happened, and it's about to happen again because the system didn't change afterwards. Because
Okay,
of the
calm down.
I sound way more angry than I am. I'm just trying to get the point across. And I also really like hitting my desk. Oh, Cameron left. Wait, where did he go?
I don't know, he's gone. He says, gotta go help Mum. Be right back. Okay. All right, Edward. You talked about this for the last 1 hour.
I want to know what
Can you
chat thinks.
change the subject, please?
Yes, I just want to know what chat thinks, because I'm interested to hear what they have to say about it.
And then after this, change the subject to something like railway series related, because today is the 110th anniversary of the Reverend W. Awdry's birth.
That is true. So we are exactly half a year away from Dax's birthday. Which means we are exactly half a year and 6 days away from my birthday.
Which means we are 12 days away from mine.
Epic. I need to get you something, but I need to get you something cool. Don't know what to get you. But yeah, chat. What do you think about that? I think me and Cameron had a nice debate there, because I agree that some of his points do make sense. Well, I that was a good debate. I enjoyed that. I just want to know what the chat thinks, because it's a topic worth discussing.
Okay, this is the new lower tit field. I think that's what I called this.
Lower tit field. Lower tit field. Lower tit field.
Where the old one did like this really sharp curve to go to the right, that's all gone and it's just the ballast left. The new line takes us, this is for the tip field and whatever I called it, joint railway, in which we turn left here, the turntable's to the right, we turn left and we head down here, turn right, it goes into one track, and then we head on down here, down the tramway and into the street. Then we head along here for a bit before turning left eventually. There we go. And I really should probably lower the level down, because it's like a whole sewage thing at the moment.
This is the one time on a stream that I'll say it feels like normally the stream goes by really fast, but this one it's only been going on for an hour and it feels like it's been going on for like longer than that.
Let's see what -5 looks like with this. Okay, still not fine. What about -8? Because we need this to be a lot lower down if this is going to work.
Ooh, that's a nice stuff. That's a good idea. Militarized school. That's right. We're giving the kindergartners guns.
What?
Nothing. French national anthem sounds pretty cool because it goes bam 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 bam. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Practicing my gasp. I overdid it.
It sounds like you're slowly dying of laughter.
What? Yeah, you can add a what in it. What? Huh? Huh? You could even add a French national anthem to it. Bengal. Assume. West Bengal. Manadilay. What's one of the What's one of the funniest city names in the world?
Coffee break.
I think Bombay is pretty funny.
There's a town I think it's either a town or a city or something that's called Coffee Break, and it's in America.
Oh, here's a Bangkok. Coke? It's spelled Bangkok.
Yeah, but it's not an English name, is it?
No, that's like, it's in Southeast Asia. Around where the East Indies are. Bum 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 ba 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 bum bum bum. Mix the two. Ba ba bum 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 bum. Bum ba bum 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 bum. British. You know, that's one stereotype about Britain, and I say this as a non-British person, but I mean, I know for a fact it's true. The stereotype, because I just made the sound and then I thought about it. I was like, that's really dumb. I kind of hate that. The thought that all British people apparently cannot pronounce their T's. British. Like in Britain, you have the letter T. It exists.
There's at least there's different places essentially.
Yeah, there's regional dialects, but like
Yeah,
you say,
that's what I mean.
even the idiots who don't know how to pronounce their T's, they still say T, not E. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go get my E. No, so I'm gonna go get my T. British.
I hate it when people do that because it's just not.
Yeah,
correct.
exactly. The British, like that's not how you speak. Do they not understand that, the letter T exists in the United Kingdom?
Probably not.
Like, they invented the letter T.
I mean, you're the only one I've met so far who actually says it like that and says other people do. So I'm just taking your word for it.
There is, trust me. I actually first heard it from Zane.
Oh yeah, him too. I heard it from him before you.
And then even more people I know have said, like, when talking about Britain, have done that. And it's like, tea, it exists. And I'm not just talking about the beverage. Beep, 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 boop, beep, boop, bumblebee. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. God save our gracious bee. Long live our noble bee. Buzz, 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 buzz. Bees have a monarchy because it's naturally the best societal system. They know what's up. God save our gracious bee. Victor bee. To Victor bee. The queen bee. All hail. All hail. All hail. All hail. All hail. The queen. The queen. Oh, that sounds really cool when I say it like that. The queen. I believe it is time that we all bow down and worship the queen. The chat's gone silent. I think my speech earlier scared them all away.
See, I told you to change the subject.
It was good though.
You save it for a History's Mysteries thing.
It was good though. You must admit it was good.
Yes, but it's not for a train stream.
Fair enough. I mean, but I'm not really doing trains right now, and I really don't know what to talk about.
That's why I said talk about the Reverend W. Audrey, because it's his 100th.
Oh yeah, it's his 100th verse.
Birthorary.
Birthorary. Yeah, I was gonna say 110th birthorary. So what do we say? We continue reading Gordon the Big Engine.
Oh yeah, you do that, and then I'll grab my Railway Series book, and we'll both read out a story together.
We gotta do Paint Pots and Queens for the finale of the book. Right. Which story is next? So, everybody, as we left off, Gordon was being a jerk and fell into a ditch. And now Henry and Gordon have rescued him.
Henry and Gordon have rescued Gordon, yeah.
Wait. Crap! I mean, Henry and James have rescued him. Leaves. Two men were cleaning.
Last time we left off, Gordon was in a ditch and Henry and Gordon rescued.
Shut up. Leaves. Two men were cleaning Gordon. Mind my eye, Gordon grumbled. Shut it, silly. Did you ever see such mud, Bert? No, never, Alf. You ought to be ashamed, Gordon, giving us extra work. The hosing and scrubbing stopped. Gordon opened one eye, but it was shut quickly. Wake up, Gordon, said the track controller sternly, and listen to me. You will pull no more coaches till you are a really useful engine. So Gordon had to spend his time pulling trucks. Oh, what a puss boy. Goods trains, he muttered. He felt his position deeply. That's for you, and that's for you, and you, Gordon said crossly. Oh, screamed the trucks as he shunted them around the yard. What?
I just went, oh. Just.
I gotta give a lively performance. Trucks will be trucks, said James, watching him. They won't with me, snorted Gordon. I'll teach them. Go on. And another truck scurried away.
Oh.
They tried
to move.
Huh?
It can move now. It's canon.
Yeah, it's canon. The trucks can move.
Or maybe JBS was right.
Yeah, JBS was onto something.
God, the guy who wrote that must be like, just have read this book and say, oh yeah, trucks can move.
Yeah, that was his only backstory for this is the only training they gave him. Was
just read the Railway series and make a film based upon that.
No. It was this single page of Gordon the Big Engine. They gave him just page 20.
Just to try and figure out the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly. They tried to push me down the hill this morning, Gordon explained. It's slippery there. You'll probably need some assistance. Oh, I don't need help on hills, said James huffily. Gordon laughed and got ready for his next train. James went away to take the express. Slippery hills indeed, he snorted. I don't need help. Come on, he puffed. All in good time, grumbled the coaches. The train was soon running nicely, but a distant signal checked them close to Gordon's Hill. Gordon's Hill used to be bleak and bare. Strong winds from the sea made it hard to climb. Trees were planted to give shelter, and in summer the trains run through a leafy avenue. Now autumn had come, and dead leaves fell. The wind usually puffed them out of the way, but today rain made them heavy, and they did not move. The home signal showed clear, and James began to go faster. He started to climb the hill. I'll do it, he puffed confidently. Halfway up, he was not so sure. I must do it, he panted desperately.
He sounds more determined than unsure.
I mean, he's supposed to be determined, I think. But try as he would, his wheels slipped on the leaves, and he couldn't pull the train at all. What's the matter? He gasped. Steady, old boy, steady, soothed his driver. His fireman put sand on the rails to help him grip, but James's wheels spun so fast that he only ground the sand and leaves into slippery mud, making it worse than before. The train slowed to a stop. Then, help, whistled James. For though his wheels were turning forwards, the heavy coaches pulled him backwards, and the whole train started slipping down the hill. His driver shut off steam, carefully put on the brakes, and skillfully stopped the train. Whew! He sat down and mopped his face. I've never known that to happen before. I have, said the fireman. fucking British towns with their bullshit names. In Bincombe Tunnel, southern region. The guard poked his head in the...
Meaning James's driver, we know now, James's driver in those days originally worked for the Southern Railway.
Fireman.
James's fireman then, whatever. But he's like, he worked for the Southern Railway, meaning he's driving. He worked for the Southern Railway, but he's driving an LMS engine, technically.
The guard poked his head in the cab. Now what? He asked. Back to the station, said the fireman, taking charge. And send for the banker. So the guard warned the signalman, and they brought the train safely down. But Gordon, who had followed with the goods train, saw what had happened. Gordon left his trucks and crossed over to James. I thought you could climb hills, he chuckled. James didn't answer. He had no steer. Ah, well, we live and learn, said Gordon. We live and learn. Never mind, Uncle James, he went on kindly. I'm going to push behind. Whistle when you're ready. James waited till he had plenty of steam. Beep, beep, he called.
It's good. I like those kind of stories where the big engines all stick up for each other regardless of how much they fight.
Boop, boop, boop. I agree. Pull hard, puffed Gordon. We'll do it, puffed James. Pull hard, we'll do it. The engines puffed together. Hey guys, drinking game. Read the Railway series and take a drink and take a shot every single time some engine says either pull hard, we'll do it, followed by the engines puffed together while going up a hill. It happens at least 4 times. Clouds of smoke and steam towered from the snorting engines as they struggled up the hill. We can do it, puffed James. We will do it, puffed Gordon.
I like the enthusiasm.
Huh?
I like the enthusiasm of how you're reading it. It's how I read often.
Thank you. The
Like when I
greasy
read
rails sometimes made Gordon's wheels slip, but he never gave up. And presently, they reached the top. We've done it! We've done it! They puffed. Gordon stopped. Boop, boop, he whistled. Goodbye! Beep, 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 beep. Thank you! Goodbye! Answered James. And Gordon watched the coaches wistfully till they were out of sight. Then he slowly trundled back to his waiting trucks.
Gordon became a banker engine that day.
Also, by the way, I want to say this is a nice way to show Gordon's growth as a character. Because notice, James says, we can do it. And then Gordon replies with, we will do it. Kind of like a callback to the first story.
Which is like, it shows you like, he's essentially becoming Edward at this point, because Edward was like, we'll do it, you know, and Gordon's
exactly.
like, I won't.
He still has a good 20 books before he fully makes his transition, but that's a start, you know.
It shows a different Gordon.
I mean, granted, like he would like it shows the very early stages of his transition, because notice he's helping a tender engine. He wouldn't have, done that for a tank engine. But eventually he'll grow. Down the mine. One day, Thomas was at the junction. When Gordon shuffled in with some trucks. Puff! Remarked Thomas. What a funny smell. Can you smell the smell? I can't smell the smell, said Annie and Clarabelle. A funny, musty sort of smell, said Thomas. No one noticed it till you did, grunted Gordon. It must be yours. Annie, Clarabelle, do you know what I think it is? Wait, hold on. I should probably reread that with Thomas chuckling a little bit. Annie, Clarabelle, do you know what I think it is? Whispered Thomas loudly. Wait, what the fuck? That makes no sense. Whispered Thomas loudly.
That means he whispered. He whispered to make it look like he was being secretive, but he did it so that Gordon could still hear.
It's ditchwater. Gordon snorted, but before he could answer, Thomas puffed away. Annie and Clarabelle could hardly believe their ears. It's dreadfully rude. I feel quite ashamed. I feel quite ashamed. He's dreadfully rude. Oh, shit. Sorry, I fucked that up. He's dreadfully rude. I feel quite ashamed. I feel quite ashamed. He's dreadfully rude. They twittered to each other. You mustn't be rude. You make us ashamed, they kept telling Thomas. But Thomas didn't care a bit. That was funny. That was funny. He chuckled. He felt very
And
pleased
just
with
like
himself.
that, Thomas ruined Gordon's early stages of character development.
Yep. That being nice to freaking James in the last story, Thomas just regressed that character development by being a dick. This is just proof that Thomas never grows throughout the Railway series. His character arc has been over for, let's see, at this point, Thomas got his branch line in the second book. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thomas's character arc has been over for 4 books by this point, and he is still an asshole. He was felt very pleased with himself. Annie and Clarabelle were deeply shocked. Annie and Clarabelle were deeply shocked. They had great respect for Gordon, the big engine. I like to think that the reason why they respect Gordon is they were their ex-express coaches that got too old.
And I always thought that, like, they would have been like there for the very, very first train before, Gordon would have gotten like they were there for like, say, the first few weeks, and then Gordon, because he's too fast, everyone was afraid that their frames would fall apart, so they replaced them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think, I think Annie and Clarabelle would have been like top of the line express coaches when Edward was pulling the express.
I'm just imagining it now, like Annie and Clarabelle sat in the sheds with Thomas, like telling him stories about their good old days.
Yeah, exactly.
Before they were relegated to branch line work.
Well, I feel like it would have been as per their request, honestly.
Oh, fair enough. But it's just
Thomas
like,
left the coaches at a station and went to a mine for some trucks. Long ago, miners digging for lead had made tunnels under the ground. Did you notice that I tried to make it sound like the narration there? Tunnels under the ground. Had made tunnels under the ground. Those strong enough to hold up trucks, their roofs could not bear the weight of engines. A large notice said, "Danger! Engines must not pass this board." Thomas had often been warned, but he didn't care.
as usual,
Silly old board.
Doesn't care about anything.
Yeah, this is the second page in a row that the narrator has said Thomas didn't care or something along those lines. Thomas is literally. I don't care what anybody says about how Thomas is their favorite character. Thomas is just a dick. Like, and you'll never be able to, make me believe otherwise. Because, in the TV show, he may be all smiley and, friendly and, a good person. But no, in the Railway series, he is an unrelenting dick who is just rude to everybody he meets.
No, it's that's why I say like many people say, is Thomas your favorite character? And I say no. I say Edward's definitely one of my top 10. He's not my favorite, but he's one of my top 10.
Like, and Dax is like, oh yeah, I love the mean characters. I'm that one. I don't know why, but why everybody loves the mean characters. I hate rude characters. Like, I get how they need to. I get that they need to exist, or at least you need to have a character who acts rude every once in a while. But characters who are just rude all the time, like fucking Thomas. Like, I get how he can be endearing to an extent, but think about if you actually knew Thomas. Would you be his friend?
No.
Exactly. Now, would you want Edward to, spend the day mentoring you and teaching you?
Oh, yeah, you could learn hundreds of stuff from Edward.
Yeah, exactly. If Thomas was a person, or if I was an engine, I would literally never want to be around him. He is a jerk.
And now you can see why, like, the big engines are just, they're always disappointed to see him.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I would probably be like one of the big engines. Whenever Thomas pulls into a station, I go, "Oh, this bastard again." Go away, Thomas. What do you want?
He's
you
like,
smell bad. And then you scamper away. Then he just scampers away. You know what that reminds me of? Let's just replace with you're too fat, you need exercise with you smell like a piece of cheese. Ha ha ha.
That's just Dax in a nutshell.
Exactly. It is just Dax. Now, you know what? I'm friends with Dax. I take back what I said earlier. Actually, no. I am friends with Dax, but I don't want to be friends with Dax. That's a lie, Dax. If you're watching this, I love you, man. You're a good homie. Anyways, silly old board, he thought. He had often tried to pass it, but had never succeeded. This morning he laughed as he puffed along. He had made a plan.
But Thomas didn't care.
But Thomas didn't care.
Wait, no, what if it said he had made a plan, but his driver and fireman, for once, didn't care?
Wait,
You know,
no.
Thomas
He
would be
had
like,
made a
haha, I'm
plan.
going to do something evil. And then his driver and fireman like, yeah, whatever you say, Thomas.
He
We're
had
only
made-
we're only driving you because we get paid more to drive the world's most famous tank engine.
No, the Fat Controller has to pay the salaries of Thomas's drivers more because everybody is repulsed by his personality, and you need to pay them extra to spend even a second with him because he's such a repulsive person. He had made a plan, but the narrator did not give a shit. He had to push empty trucks into one siding and pull the full ones from another. His driver stopped him, and the fireman went to turn the points. "Come on," waved the fireman, and they started. The driver leaned out of his cab to see where they were going. "No!" said Thomas to himself, and bumping the trucks fiercely, he jerked his driver off the footplate. "Hurrah!" laughed Thomas as he followed
That's
the
just
truck.
more. That's just more proof that Thomas is just, yeah.
Yeah, he probably broke his driver's leg or some shit. And
Just
followed the truck into a
casually
siding.
get jerked off the front plate by your
"Stupid
own.
old board," said Thomas as he passed. "There's no danger! There's no danger!" His driver, unhurt, jumped up. "Look out!" he shouted. The fireman clambered into the cab. Thomas squealed crossly as his brakes were applied. "It's quite safe," he hissed. "Come back here," yelled his driver. But before they could move, there was a rumbling, and the rails quivered. The fireman jumped clear. As he did so, the ballast slipped away and the rails sagged and broke. "Fire and smoke," said Thomas. "I'm sunk!" And he was. Thomas could just see out of the hole, but he couldn't move. "Oh dear," he said. "I am a silly engine." "And a very naughty one, too."
How's the
said
Fat
William.
Controller already there?
He's just the top of his figure.
No, the Fat Controller. Here's a theory: the Fat Controller just knows that Thomas is going to be silly when he goes to the mine.
He's just in his car and drives around, following Thomas, just to rectify any shit that he causes. Just everywhere he goes, Thomas just in his car. Follow.
Just looking out the window. No, that's what happened in Legend of the Lost Treasure. The Fat Controller was, wasn't he
Oh my
watching?
god, you're right. That he was literally coming to check on Thomas to make sure he didn't do anything stupid.
And Thomas was doing something stupid right at that point. Well,
Yeah. From the Fat Controller's perspective, he was trying to murder Ryan. That's not, now that I think about that, how do you think parents explained to their kids like why the Fat Controller was so mad when he saw like, or not in the theaters, but how do you think parents explain that to their kids? "Oh, it's okay, sweetie. It's just that your favorite blue character, Thomas the Tank Engine, you're the one that you idolize and you love. Yeah, he's just trying to commit manslaughter.
he's just trying to murder a fellow employee.
Yeah, he's just trying to murder his colleague. Make it so. What's murder? Well, it's when you jam something sharp, or in this case, put something explosive in front of somebody, and then it goes off, and that person stops moving and breathing and talking, and you put them in the ground. Or in Ryan's case, you cut them up and make them into a diesel.
Like Thomas. I want to be like Thomas one day.
Yeah, I want to be like Thomas one day. That kid just throws up to hurl dynamite at random bystanders.
Just yelling out, "Take this, Ryan."
Yeah, take this, Ryan. Yeah, here you go. Have a nice flight. Chucks the dynamite.
No, I can imagine if the kid like dressed up as Thomas for Day Out with Thomas, and then saw like the GNIN too, like if they painted it up like Ryan, he just puts
Hold up. BC Railways posed an interesting question. Am I the only one who doesn't like Thomas as an actual E2? Yes. To an extent. Like, I hate the idea of an alternate basis that isn't an E2 for Thomas, like a J50 or something. That's BS.
J50 is the one that's most commonly associated because that's the original idea.
Yeah, I hate it. But what is a good idea, or at least is something that could work, is literally the E2 shape and design is perfect for Thomas. Like, it works so well, but it just needs to be smaller. That's the only issue. Thomas is too bulky and too big. So yeah, that's the only issue. This is why I like Wild Nor'Wester's Trainz Thomas model so much. Everybody else seems to not like it, but it's way smaller than a regular E2 is, and for that reason I like it. Because it's perfect. It portrays the perfect Thomas. It's a regular E2 shape. It's just smaller. And that's really all it needs. Like, everyone's like, oh, we can make him this and we can make him that. But, like, he doesn't need to be changed. Just leave him alone. He's perfectly fine the way he is. All he needs is to go on a diet. In his own words, Thomas, you're too fat. You need exercise.
What a clever plan. What a clever plan.
What a clever plan. What a clever plan. Plan.
What a clever pan, said the chef on the Wild Nor'Wester.
So yes, Wild Nor'Wester, you made good Thomas.
I like to think that the Wild Nor'Wester, not like the user, but Wild Nor'Wester, the Express, has a dedicated buffet car, with like restaurants and with a restaurant, so the passengers can eat on their long journey.
Ooh, yeah, I like that idea.
It's funny because it's like, imagine if Clarabelle could have been a dining coach.
But she's a brake coach.
Yeah, I know, but it's like at the end of the train, luggage on one side, restaurant on the other, and then Annie is like a seating coach. Just for example, like not as in the characters themselves, but their basis. I can actually see Annie and Clarabelle being express coaches now.
Yeah, they're just like I like them more as just like regular coaches in the train. It makes sense for them. And then when Gordon comes in, it's just too fast for them, and they ask to retire.
The NWR never originally had any branch lines really until the Farquhar one.
Or maybe something happens and their family die, and then so they're like have a fear of going fast, so they ask to be put onto a branch line, and that's why they hate it when Thomas goes quickly.
Yeah, because it's just because, like I was saying, then the NWR, when it first opened, I can see Annie and Clarabelle being like Tidmouth, Knapford, and Ellsbridge coaching, bought at the very last days, like for a potential express, and then once the NWR became a thing, once they did all express stuff and everything. Because there wasn't a branch line for them, because the Farquhar branch at this point was just considered the main line, until the bit to like Crosby and Brendan was opened up and all that. And so technically, they could have been express coaches. If that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's just, they start off as new coaches for the Tidmouth, Knapford, and Ellsbridge, and then like say for example, like James could even take them just after they get taken off the express. Like, I can see that they went from being on the express to just suburban coaches and then moving on to the branch. But, like, in their day, they were top line express coaches, like you said. Anyway, yes, continue with your down the mine. It says also if Thomas is built in 1913 to 1916, he would be wise. He would be wise enough to not go into the mine.
Why? Like, what? Oh, if you're talking about the war symbol, Thomas was just never drafted for the war. Like, anyways.
You know, it's funny to think because you know how Thomas is technically a different like E2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if he was built at Croven's Gate Works
No.
as like a thing to see if the E2 could actually be good?
I don't really. I just like to think that the Fat Controller modified him.
Yeah, essentially Croven's Gate rebuild.
Well, yeah, rebuild at Croven's Gate, not built at Croven's Gate.
Fair enough. I mean, he was rebuilt in the 60s or whatever it was, the 50s or 60s when Daisy, you know, but just before Daisy came. So, you know.
Oh, well, symbol. Thomas isn't. Well, in that case, how do you explain his conduct in literally anything ever? He's always been an idiot.
Imagine if Thomas was a like he did do stuff in the war, like drafted him and all that, but instead, because he's like all silly and everything, they kick him out and send him off to Sodor.
Oh, I honestly thought you were gonna say he fucking joins the Austro-Hungarians.
What?
I don't know why I thought you were gonna say that. And you're very naughty, weren't you? Said a voice behind him. I'll show you. Please. Fuck, where'd my Thomas voice go? Hello there, I'm Thomas. Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm gonna stab you in the chest. Thank you. Please get me out. I won't be naughty again. I'm not so sure, replied the Fat Controller. We can't lift you out with a crane. The ground's not firm enough. Let me see. I wonder if Gordon could pull you out. Yes, sir, said Thomas nervously. He did not want to meet Gordon just yet. Oh, no, mine, is he? Laughed Gordon. What a joke! What a joke! He chortled, puffing to the rescue. Boop, boop. Hello, little Thomas. He whistled. We'll have you out in a couple of puffs. Strong cables were fastened between the two engines. Boop, boop. Are you ready? Heave! Oh, shit, that was fucking Fat Controller. Are you ready? Heave! Called the Fat Controller. But they didn't pull Thomas out in two puffs. Gordon was panting hard and nearly purple before he had dragged Thomas out of the hole and safely past the board. I'm sorry I was cheeky, said Thomas.
Wait, hang on. How did Gordon get past the board?
Plot convenience.
Gordon went past the board to go get Thomas.
Wait, no. He was standing on solid ground, and the cables were fastened. They were just long cables.
I was very confused then for a second.
Yeah, I can see it. It's in the illustration. Gordon is past the board.
Okay, good. I was going to say, I don't think, he would be allowed.
That's all right, little Thomas. That's all right, Thomas. You made me laugh.
That raises another question. How did Gordon get down the branch?
Well, it didn't say this mine's on the branch.
It is, though. That's the Toy Wreck lead mine.
I mean, I know, but, like, this book doesn't say. I don't know.
It doesn't
Look, man,
say.
I don't know. Stop picking the book apart. That's all right, Thomas. You made me laugh. I like that. I'm in disgrace, Gordon went on pathetically. I feel very low.
I like that, but I'm in disgrace.
I'm in disgrace. I feel very low. I'm in disgrace too, said Thomas. Why, so you are, Thomas. We're both in disgrace. Shall we form an alliance? An ally... what was it? An alliance, Thomas. United we stand. Together we fall. That was pussy red. An alliance, Thomas. United we stand. Together we fall, said Gordon grandly. You help me, and I help you. How about it? We'll be like the United Nations. Right you are, said Thomas. Good, that's settled, rumbled Gordon. And buffer to buffer, the Allies puffed home. They had defeated the Axis powers, and the soldiers were welcomed like heroes. Hitler was dead, the Germans were crushed, the Japanese were subjugated and obedient to their American overlords, and Italy was in chaos.
Cue the oversimplified outro.
I don't know what song that they use. I don't know what it's called, but you know. And now for my favorite story in the book, Pot Paints and Queens.
Hang on, let me go find mine, and then I'll
Queens and Pot Paints.
I'll read along with you in a second. I'll just say.
Right, wait, which characters are you gonna do?
I'll be the narrator.
Okay, I'll do the queen.
I'll be the narrator, and I'll do Thomas as well.
All right.
I'll
do Gordon. I'll do Henry. Do you want to do James?
No, you do James. You're better.
Okay, I'll do James and Henry. I'm Henry the Green Engine, here to stab your children in the back. Or you could put your children in my coaches, and I'll take them over the Mexican border.
I'm just trying to find my book because it's lost amongst the other 500 I've got. Oh no, there it is. Okay, Railway Series book. I've got the complete collection. Right, let's see. The only thing is it's organized by character, not in order. Hang on. Let's see. Paint Pots and Queens, Gordon. Okay. 155. Okay, Paint Spots and Kings it is.
Paint Spots and Kings.
Yes.
What's the word? Colors on Paper and Monarchs.
What? Hang on. 155. That goes. There's down the mine. 155 is there. Okay. Let me just find a picture of Gordon to put on the screen.
Oh, stop right there. Stop right there, sir. Sir bends a lot. Hold
From
on. I'm not.
Paint Pots and Queens.
Huh?
From the book Paint Pots and Queens.
I have this book. I have the perfect image for it. Not from Paint Pots and Queens, but it would be the perfect image to put on screen.
Well, I already got it, so.
But
anyway.
I have mine. Like I've been ready. I've been prepared for this. Like I have it. I have it saved. Look. Oh, never mind. Oh, I got the one from Gordon Goes Foreign when he's going over the bridge.
Yeah, but that's not Paint Pots and Queens.
That's true, but it's a cool image still. Anyways.
Hang on. Is there a way to stretch this out? There we go. Make it bigger.
Wait, no, zoom in on Edward. He's better. Ah, yes. Actually, no. Zoom in on the Union Jack. That's better. Oh, maybe zoom out on the Union Jack. That's not good. Perfect. Oh, okay.
No, we'll just keep it at that.
Oh, you cut it. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, perfect. Right, would you like to start us off as the narrator?
Paint Pots and Queens. The stations on the line were being painted. The engines were surprised. "The Queen is coming," said the painters. The engines in their shed were excited and wondered who would pull the royal train.
I'm too important. Fuck. I had to say I'm too important to pull all trains. You want to take that one from the top? We're so early on, we might as well.
That sounds just like something Gordon would say. I'm too
It does. It does.
Okay. Paint Pots and Queens. The stations on the line were being painted. The engines were surprised. "The Queen is coming," said the painters. The engines in their shed were excited and wondered who would pull the royal train.
I'm too old to pull important trains,
said Edward sadly.
I'm in disgrace,
Gordon said gloomily.
The Fat Controller would never choose me. He'll choose me, of course.
Boasted James the Red Engine.
You
Henry snorted.
You can't climb hills. He will ask me to pull it, and I'll have a new coat of paint. You wait and see.
The days passed. Henry puffed about proudly, quite sure that he would be the royal engine. One day, when it rained, his driver and fireman stretched a tarpaulin from the cab to the tender to keep themselves dry. Henry puffed into the big station. A painter was climbing a ladder above the line. Henry's smoke puffed upwards. It was thick and black. The painter choked and couldn't see. He missed his footing on the ladder, dropped his paint pot, and fell plop onto Henry's tarpaulin. The paint poured over Henry's boiler and trickled down each side. The paint pot perched on his dome. The painter clambered down and shook his brush at Henry. "You'll spoil my clean paint with your dirty smoke," he said. "Then you'll take the whole lot and make me go and fetch some more." He stomped crossly away. The Fat Controller pushed through the crowd.
You look like a nice kid, Henry.
I was doing the Fat.
Oh, sorry.
Now, you're... actually, hang on. "You look like an ass cake, Henry," he said. "That won't do for the royal train. I must make other arrangements." He walked over to the yard. Gordon and Thomas saw him coming, and both began to speak. "Please, sir." "One at a time," smiled the Fat Controller. "Yes, Gordon?"
"May Thomas have his branch line again?"
Said the Fat Controller. "Well, Thomas?" "Please, sir, can Gordon pull coaches now?" The Fat Controller pondered. You've both been quite good lately, and you deserve a treat. When the Queen comes, Edward will go in front and clear the line, Thomas will look after the coaches, and Gordon will pull the train." We've both got to do this bit together.
Okay.
You
Okay.
said-
Okay. You want to like count us down or something? Or?
When I say pull the train, we both say it.
Okay.
Thomas will look after the coaches, and Gordon will pull the train.
No, sir.
Said the engines happily. The great day came. Percy, Toby, Henry, and James worked hard bringing people to the town. Thomas sorted all their coaches in the yard.
Beep, 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 beep. They are coming.
Edward steamed in, looking smart with flags and bright paint. 2 minutes passed. 5, 7, 10.
Boop, boop.
Everyone knew that whistle, and a mighty cheer went up as the Queen's train glided into the station. Gordon was spotless, and his brass shone. Like Edward, he was decorated with flags, but on his buffer beam he proudly carried the royal arms. The Queen was met by the Fat Controller, and before doing anything else, she thanked him for their splendid run. "Not at all, Your Majesty," he said. "Thank you,"
We have read
said the Queen to the Fat Controller.
a great deal about your engines. May we see them, please?
So he led the way to where all the engines were waiting. Peep, peep.
Ding, ding. That's Toby doesn't. Wait a minute. Toby's not supposed to have a whistle. Ding, ding. Just say bong to Toby. Ding, ding.
Whistled Toby and Percy.
Oh. They're coming.
Shush, shush, shush.
Oh, wait, that's Henry. Shush, 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 shush.
Hissed Henry and James. But Toby and Percy were too excited to care.
God
The
damn
fact-
it. Either nobody cares. Why is it that every time in this series, either everybody is too excited to care or just doesn't care?
The Fat Controller told the Queen their names, and she talked to each engine. Then she turned to go. She's only just arrived, and she's getting back on the train.
Yep, bye. Oh. You need to read.
Percy bubbled over.
3 cheers for the Queen!
He called. Peep,
Beep,
peep.
beep, beep.
Whistled all the engines. The Fat Controller held his ears, but the Queen, smiling, waved to her. I thought it said wave to her engine. I was going to say wave
I mean,
to.
technically, they all are her engines. Everything. This is her station and her track. That's her tree. That's her river.
But
The Fat Controller is her person.
The Fat Controller held his ears, but the Queen, smiling, waved to the engines till she passed the gate. Next day, the Queen spoke specially to Thomas, who fetched her coaches, and to Edward and Gordon, who took her away. And no engine ever felt prouder than Thomas, Edward, and Gordon, the big engine.
No, wait, no. For this version, they wouldn't do that. They'd go, no. Not for the end of this one. It'd be bum 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 bum.
Hello,
Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum.
Should we read?
Bum 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 bum. Add Gordon's theme in there.
Edward, Gordon goes home.
No, yes, I'm going to France. Oui, or I mean, oui.
Do you want me to? Do you want to read Gordon Goes Foreign?
What?
I said, do you want to read Gordon Goes Foreign?
I mean, we're at 1:59. We should probably end it. Well, we still can. Well, before it gets to 2, we could end pretty quickly.
we'll end the moment we finish this story then.
You want to read G-Man Goes Forward? Oh, hold up. Gotta put this book back and get my other. I've got to get, what's its face?
You can't write that here. You'll have to put it in the comments of one of his videos. Because Dax isn't on this stream.
Wait, what?
Jaxo on 20 channel says, we need the next episode of SSOC, please, Dax. And I said, no, you need to write it in one of Dax's videos.
Maybe he thinks that was stupid. I'm not going to say what I was about to say. The twin engines stuck in the diesel engine.
I'll just start narrating.
So gotta get fast.
Gordon goes fine. Lots of people travel to the big station at the end of the line. Engines from the other railway sometimes pull their trains. These engines stay the night and go home next day. Gordon was talking one day to one of these.
Fuck.
What a part was going green, he said. I remember going.
Okay, wait, I've got it. Okay. Okay, now start.
Lots of people travel to the big station at the end of the line. Engines from the other railway sometimes pull their trains. These engines stay the night and go home next day. Gordon was talking one day to one of these.
When I was young and green,
he said,
I remember going to London. You know the place. The station's called King's Cross. Can I be the foreign engine? I have a really good voice for him.
I want to be. You get to be Gordon.
Fair enough.
You get to be Doug, Gordon, and James in this argument.
I mean, I'm not. You should probably do Doug. I'm not very good at Doug.
Okay.
King's Cross.
No, do that bit. Do that bit where it says the station's called King's Cross again.
Okay. When I was young and green. Oh wait. He said, I remember going to London. Do you know the place? The station's called King's Cross.
King's Cross! Snorted the engine. London's Euston. Everybody knows that. Rubbish, said Duck. London's Paddington. I know. I worked there. They argued till they went to sleep. They argued when they woke up. And they were still arguing when the other engine went away.
Stupid thing,
said Gordon crossly.
I've no patience.
Stupid yourself, said Gordon. Stupid yourself.
What?
Stupid yourself, said Doc. London's Paddington. Paddington. Do you hear?
Wait. Oh, stop arguing.
James broke in.
You make me tired. And besides, you both agreed about something anyway.
What's that?
London's not Houston.
Euston, not Houston, Edward.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. London's not Houston.
Laughed James.
Now shut up.
Gordon rolled away, still grumbling.
I'm sure it's King's Cross. I'll go and prove it.
But that was easier said than done. London lay beyond the big station at the other end of the line. Gordon had to stop there, and another engine would take his train.
If I didn't stop,
he thought,
I could go to London.
One day he ran right through the station. Another time he tried to start before the fireman could uncouple the coaches. He tried all sorts of tricks, but it was no good. His driver checked him every time.
Oh dear,
he thought sadly.
I'll never get there.
One day he pulled the express to the station as usual. His fireman uncoupled the coaches and he ran onto his siding to wait until it was time to go home. The coaches waited and waited at the platform, but their engine didn't come. A porter ran across and spoke to Gordon's driver. The inspector's on the platform. He wants to see you. The driver climbed down from the cab and walked over.
Why does he sound like Duck's 4-year-old niece?
The driver climbed down from the cab and walked over to the station. He came back in a few minutes, looking excited. Hello, said the fireman. What's happened?
Why does everyone sound like ducks like children?
Okay, you can be Gordon's driver then. Gordon.
Okay.
Yeah, Gordon's driver.
The engine fully express. The engine fully express is turned over when it was coming out the yard. Nothing else can come in or out. They want us to take the train to London. I said we would if the Fat Controller agreed. They telephoned and the Fat Controller. Oh, I lost my line. I read it. They telephoned and the Fat Controller agreed. They telephoned and he said we could do it. I was that.
Fine, said the fireman. We'll show her what the Fat Controller's engines can do.
Come on,
said Gordon.
Let's go.
He rolled quickly over the crossings and backed onto the train. It was only a few minutes before the guard blew his whistle, but Gordon thought it was ages.
Come on, come on.
He puffed to the coaches.
Come on, 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 let's go.
We're going to town, we're going to town, sang the coaches slowly at first, then faster and faster. We're going to town, we're going to town, we're going to town, we're going to town. Gordon found that London was a long way away.
Never mind,
he said.
I love a good run to stretch my wheels.
But all the same, he was glad when London came into sight. The Fat Controller came into his office the next morning. He looked at the letters on his desk. I wonder how Gordon's getting on, he said. The station master knocked and came in. He looked excited.
Excuse me, sir. Have you seen the news?
Not yet. Why?
Just look at this, sir.
The Fat Controller tucked the newspaper. Good gracious me. Oh, God, I changed accent.
Good gracious me. Come on, you're putting on weight.
Good gracious me, he said. There's Gordon. Headlines too. Famous engine at London station. Police called to control crowds. The Fat Controller read on, absorbed. Gordon returned next day. The Fat Controller spoke to his driver and fireman. I see you had a good welcome in London.
We certainly did, sir. We signed autographs to our arms ached, and Gordon had his photograph taken from so many directions at once he didn't know where to look.
Good, smiled the Fat Controller. I expect he enjoyed himself, didn't you, Gordon?
No, sir, I didn't.
Why ever not? I just paid for your mainline crossing.
London's all wrong, sir,
answered Gordon sadly.
They've changed it. It isn't King's Cross anymore. It's St. Pancras.
The end.
Do 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 do. Wait, why did I make a sound? It's not a gun. Dun 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 dun.
Edward.
Yeah.
Should we do domeless engines?
No. Domeless
Why?
Engines isn't a good story.
Um,
I'm gonna get shot for that, but it's not as it's. I don't like it very much.
What about Wrong Road?
Edward's Exploit.
Let's see. Do I have Edward's Exploit?
Do you have the first 26 books? You should.
I have 56 stories, but they're not in order, so I have to look at the contents.
Let me just plop.
Edward's Exploit. Yes, I do have it. It's number 139.
You do have it?
Yeah, it's number 139.
Mainline engines. Number 19. That's mountain engines. I'm a dumbass. Sorry, they're both purple. Mainline engine is 21. Man, I should really know my favorite Railway Series book a little bit better.
Edward scolded the twins severely.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I haven't even got my book out. Chill. Still trying to get freaking mountain engines to fucking fit back. Get back in. This is 17. This is 19. Okay. So it needs to go right here. Sorry, it's just not wanting to go. There we go. Stupid bitch. Now stay there. Here we are. Mainline engines. Nice and mainstream. Grab that. Bonga bonga. Right. So Edward's Jexploit.
Yes.
Oh, that's the most unflattering picture of Edward ever.
Edward scolded the twins severely, but told Gordon it served him right.
Here we are.
Gordon was furious.
Uh,
A few days later, some enthusiasts came. On their last afternoon, they went to the China Clay Works. Edward found it hard to start the heavy train.
Did you see him? Did you see him straining?
Asked Henry.
Positively painful.
Remarked James.
Just pathetic.
Grunted Gordon.
He should give up and be preserved before it's too late.
Shut up, burst out Duck. You're all jealous. Edward's better than any of you.
You're right, Duck.
Said Boko.
Edward's old, but he'll surprise us all.
Bill and Ben were delighted with their visitors. They loved being photographed and took the party to the workings in a
Bill and
break.
Ben started in OnlyFans in the 21st century.
What?
Some of the people in the chat would get that. Now I just can't stop thinking about Bill and Ben OnlyFans.
On the way home, however, the weather changed. Wind and rain buffeted Edward. His sanding gear failed, his wheels slipped, and his fireman rode in front, dropping sand on the rails by hand.
Come on, come on, come on.
Panted Edward breathlessly.
This is dreadful.
But there was worse to come. Before his driver could check them, his wheels slipped fiercely again and again. With a shrieking crack, something broke and battered his frame and splashes up and out of shape. The passengers gathered round while the crew inspected the damage. Repairs took some time. One of your crack pins.
Why does every voice you do sound like Duck?
One of your crank pins broke, Edward, said his driver at last. We've taken your side rods off. Now you're a single like an old-fashioned engine. Can you get these people home? They must start back tonight.
I'll try, sir.
Promised Edward. They backed down to where the line was more nearly level. Edward puffed and pulled his hardest, but his wheels kept slipping and he just could not start the heavy train. The passengers were getting anxious. Driver, fireman, and guard went along the train, making adjustments between the coaches. We've loosened the couplings, Edward, they said. Now you can pick your coaches up one by one, just as you do with the trucks.
That would be much easier,
said Edward gratefully. So, with the fireman standing carefully in front, the driver gently opened the regulator.
Come on,
Puffed Edward. He moved cautiously forward, ready to take the strain as his tender coupling tightened against the weight of the first coach. The first coach moving helped to start the second helped the third, and so on down the train.
I've done it. I've done it,
Puffed Edward, his wheels spinning with excitement. Steady, boy, warned his driver, skillfully checking the wheel slip. Well done, boy. You've got them. You've got them. And he listened happily to Edward's steady beat as he forged slowly but surely up the hill. You know, being the driver and fireman of Edward must be the best thing on the planet.
Imagine all the shit that you'd hear about the old days. Like, imagine like a 21-year-old, fresh recruit to the railway driving Edward in the 21st century. Imagine the shit that he'd learn just listening to Edward, talk to himself throughout the day,
Yeah. It's funny because it'd be like, what if Boko's driver went to drive Edward for a change?
He would need to get qualified for steam engines.
Well, I know once he was qualified, it would be really weird though, not having a driver that's used to doing it. Anyway, the passengers were thrilled. Most had their heads out of the windows. They waved and shouted, cheering Edward on. The fat controller paced the platform at Tidmouth. Henry with the special train waited anxiously too. They heard a peep peep peep. Acid, weary and unbeaten, Edward steamed in. The fat controller stepped angrily forward. He pointed to the clock, but excited passengers swept him aside. They cheered Edward, his driver and fireman.
I'm just thinking like a cartoon. They just fucking push him.
Before
Get out of the way, old bitch. Get out of the way, old man.
Before rushing off to get in Henry's train, Henry steamed away to another storm of cheers, but not before everyone knew Edward's story. Edward went thankfully to the shed, while Doc and Boko saw to it that he was left in peace. The funny thing is that when he says saw to it that he was left in peace, that means that Edward hid at the back of the shed while Boko and Doc acted as bodyguards. Well, Doc and Boko saw to it that he was
no, Doc and Boko are standing in front of it, and then when Gordon, Henry, and James come to the shed, you hear, "Keep out!"
The fat controller asked Boko to look after Edward's line while he was being mended. Boko was pleased. He ran it well, and now they run it together. Bill and Ben still tease him, but Boko doesn't mind. He lives at Edward's station, but is welcome anywhere, for he is now one of the family. Donald and Douglas, but he often helps with their goods trains, and the other day they were heard to remark, "For a diesel, yon Boko's nae such a bad sort of engine." That, from the Caledonian twins, is high praise indeed.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen, God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen. O Lord our God, arise, scatter her enemies, and make them fall. Confound their politics, frustrate their knavish tricks. On our hopes we fix, God save us all. Thy choicest gifts in store, on her be pleased to pour. Long may she reign. May she defend our laws and never give us cause to sing with heart and voice. God save the Queen.
Okay, and I think that's where we'll end today's stream. I just realised we spent the last hour reading Railway Series stories, but you know.
Yeah, I think the chat enjoyed it. I think. Did you guys have fun, chat? Did you enjoy it?
I certainly enjoyed reading it. I love reading Railway Series stories. That's why Dax got me to do his James Goes Buzz Buzz narration.
It's especially fun when you have more people to do it.
You're doing all different voices.
Yeah. We should make a video. We should make a video series of that with getting all of the best voice actors we know together.
No, that's what the railway series thing that I was going to be doing. Remember the extended railway series? I was going to get people to do, voices for each of the characters.
Yeah, that's extended. That's making it big.
Right, there we go. So that's that for today. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. And well, that's all we have to say.
Yep. Yep. You guys can skedaddle. Get out of here.
That's mean. All right. Thank you very much for watching, everyone.